What's up, y'all? This is Break the Norm Podcast with your host, Mr. Drive.
An absolute beard.
Where we are going to get you out of your norm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
Chilling.
What's new? Anything new?
No, nothing new, man. Just kind of hanging, grinding, trying to get through the month, man. You know?
Same here. Nothing really too exciting.
Sometimes you kind of go through those. It's nothing like crazy. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just, you know, hey, man, you're in that stage of your life where
you're kind of steady. Sometimes you have to
sometimes
go steady.
It's good to be steady.
Yeah.
Always a work in progress, though, you know.
Yeah.
You're not always going to have those crazy, amazing days, you know, but every day is just a
I like to spice it up, though. After a couple weeks, I'm like, I need to throw something in there to kind of change it up.
Change it up, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? How's business?
Good. Steady. You know?
It's weird, man. It's looking pretty full.
Everything else is going good with you? It is full.
Yeah, I can't complain, man. It's feeling good. Weather's nice, man. Just feeling good, man. All around. I can't complain. Can't complain one bit. But you know,
we're here.
I mean, who wants to complain these days?
No.
I feel like a lot of people do, though.
A lot of people are definitely complaining.
I don't.
I just kind of just stay in my lane. You know, it's things that are out of my control. I can't control them. And then it's like, hey, man, it is what it is. I'm going to adjust.
It's a lot easier said than done, man. You know, I think just talking to different people from backgrounds and different business ventures, man, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone just says the surface response. Hey, how's it going? Oh, good, man, good. Can't complain, you know. But it's like, man, like you could complain. So why don't I just, you know, get it off your chest? Let's see what's going on.
There's got to be something.
It's always going to be.
It's always when somebody goes, hey, man, how you doing? Every now and then, I'm like, my back hurts.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, are you okay? But like, I just said that just to say.
Dude, you know what I like to use? When someone says that, if they say, hey, how's your day going or how you doing? I'm like, unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Because then they're taken off guard because they're like, was that a good thing or is that a bad thing? So it's it's a response that kind of catches them off guard. I'm like, unbelievable, man. Like, you just don't even
people
know.
People so used to, good.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, trust, I do that too, but every now and then I like to just...
Well, I think that, and it depends on who's asking.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you really want to tell this person what's going on? Or are you just friendly, you know, like, hey, in passing, like, don't have time. I got to go. I got to be somewhere. I got to do stuff, you know, hi, bye. But, yeah, man, it's good, though. I'm getting back into the groove of things, man. It's coming up springtime. You know, these podcasts are going great feedback.
You know what I like about spring?
What's that?
New beginnings, a new life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like the flowers are coming, the trees are getting green. So it's like new life. So it's like, for anybody listening right now, this is a good time to, if you're wanting to start something, start it now. Because this is the new beginning, the new, like I said, flowers are blooming.
Blossoming.
They're blossoming. So it's like, I love spring, man. It gets warmer. You got summer coming up. You got the lakes.
Yeah.
The pools.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Why
not, man? Well, anything.
Bikinis and bathing suits and all that great stuff.
Beach body weather, man. That's good.
Everybody's naked.
I don't know about that. Some people are. Some people you don't want to. You wish they weren't.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put a cover up on that.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
What's in the works for your blooming season, man? Anything coming up on the horizon for the drive or personally anything?
Yeah, we're looking into some new items.
Yeah.
Don't really want to say too much right now because it's in the works.
I
want to kind of keep everybody guessing, but definitely keep on the lookout. I mean, every week though we're dropping new stuff. So
nice, man.
Every week,
y'all are killing it with like the weekly release.
Dude, the weekend release, man. Yeah. For you listeners, man, Friday through Sunday, man, take advantage of that. 25% off on all new items, and they're all limited. Right. We drop about 30 to 40 new items every weekend.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So jump on that, guys.
I think too, when people look at spring, that the allergy season, but also like their health, they're coming out of this, winter months, and they're looking towards summer, like you said, and I think people will sort of take advantage of that health side of things. I think most people from last year to this year are starting to realize, man, I gotta do something, right?
Well, yeah, because exactly, especially with summer, like I said, you're gonna be in that bathing suit.
Yeah.
How you want to look?
And that some of the questions I get a lot are, man, of course, this is what I do for a living, right? It's my profession.
Yeah.
You know, I train and I work out. They always say, well, you have the time for it, right? Like you have the time. That's what you do. And I always preface that like, yeah, I love what I do, right? I love that, you know, I can do something I do daily and enjoy it. But man, it's not always going to be fun and games. You know, it's not always going to be like, I don't wake up every morning like, man, you know what? I just love to go work out. I love to go destroy my back and biceps and just eat, you know, strategic meals like every day. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of a couple of years, I look back and I'm like, damn, like I didn't really work. You know, I say it's work, but then, you know, your health comes into concern because then people say, well, I need to make money, right? Like the health part is getting away from me making money.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, which is more important? You know, and can you have both?
And you can.
I agree too. I agree.
You need to.
You gotta
I
make
mean,
it a
but the
priority.
health is the most important thing.
Right.
And this is the topic, guys, today is health and wealth, and how important health is for your wealth. You know?
Why don't you elaborate on that? Because I think a lot of people think,
You're a little confused by it.
what is that? What does that mean? Health and wealth.
So my thing is, man, is health before wealth. Because you can't go to work if you're unhealthy. Like whatever it could be. It could be like, man, all of a sudden you're diabetic or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of times that happens due to being overweight.
Right.
And then you can't move as efficient. So if you're not able to move, but your job requires you to do a lot of moving, well, you can't go and, you know, do your job.
True.
And that's because you're not focused on your health. You're more worried about, I don't know, eating potato chips and the problem is too, a lot of people too think about the wealth more than they do the health. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is easy to do because especially we live in a world full of material shit. Yeah. Everything's based on material shit. So we always want more and more and more material stuff. And what is that doing? That's making us focus more and more on our wealth. And then we forget about our health because we're so focused on this material life and making money and doing all this stuff that the health just goes to shit.
Right.
You know, this is for a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you start focusing more on your health, then the wealth is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're healthy. You can go to work. If you're a roofer and you got to go out there and get on the roof, it's like, yeah, but man, imagine if you like fucked up your leg or whatever. How are you going to go climb up on that roof and, you know, whatever, put the shingles on there and stuff. I mean, you're not going to be able to do that. And a lot of that can happen due to, again, your health. Yeah. You know, it's like you're not focused on it, you know?
Yeah. And I think you need to, and you have to make it a priority. But I think some people get lost in how to balance that. You know, it's like, okay, well, you know, I have a job that requires me to work, I don't know, let's say the minimum 8. Nowadays it's 12, 14 hours, you know. Yeah. By the time I, you know, get home or, you know, you have family, you have a spouse, you got other things to do. It's like, man, they don't prioritize their health. It's the low end of the totem pole. And at the end of the day, they're always going to say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, I'll do it next week or next month. And that just turns into a snowball effect. And a year later, they look at themselves and they've gained X number of pounds, not feeling good, probably, you know, developed some sort of issue. And now they just feel like it's too late.
Well, and that's the thing, like when you go home after working, right?
Right.
Worked 8 hours, whatever. And you have to ask yourself, what am I doing? Am I just sitting here on the couch watching TV? Like, dude, think about how much time you spend just sitting on your phone or watching TV, sitting on the couch, that you could be doing that at the gym. And you could be on your phone still at the gym. Right. I mean, you could literally do a set during your break time, get on your phone if you want to, if you so have to get on your phone. Yeah. I recommend in between sets maybe doing some abs or calf raises or maybe walking around in a fucking circle. You know, just keep moving, man, and not just sitting there. And like utilize that time to better yourself instead of being like, well, fuck it, dude. I'm just going to sit here and just fucking do nothing. And then tomorrow, though, I'm going to get on it. Yeah. When it's like, yeah, but you can get on it right now, man, because tomorrow you know what's going to happen. Yeah, tomorrow you're going to be on it, but the next day are you going to be on it? And the next day and the next day? Probably not, dude. You got to fucking just get on it and stay busy. Right. There's time. Yeah. You got to break out your schedule, man. Yeah. Write it down. Write out your typical day. What is your typical Tuesday? Right. What is it? Write it down. Don't just say it. Right. That's the problem. You're saying it. You're not writing it down. And when you write it down and you look at that piece of paper, you're like, holy fuck, dude, look how much time I'm spending doing absolutely nothing really.
Yeah.
And you can put time into, well, I spend time with my kids. Okay, well, how much time do you need to spend time with your kids? Dude, you can spend an hour with your kids and then be like, cool, and then have them start doing something else. And then when they're doing that, dude, you could be focusing back on you or whatever needs to get done, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the key point. Hell, nowadays, I mean, your phones tell you how much time you spend looking at your phone, like how many apps, you're looking at, how much time invested. And I mean, we're all guilty of it. I mean, we all spend absolutely. A little bit more time than we need to.
Well, the smartphone now is the new TV. It's the new cable.
Yeah.
It's the Netflix. It's everything. That is your TV.
It's your gateway to everything, man.
Yeah. Really I mean, instead of sitting and watching TV, most people are sitting on their phone, literally looking at nothing that's helping them improve in life. Yeah. You're reading fucking memes. They're just for entertainment, but that meme that you're reading is literally doing nothing. Yeah. Like, honestly, I can't stand memes. Like, I think it's funny. I think it's good for now and then, but the problem is most people can't control it. And ask yourself this: how much time do you spend reading stupid memes? Yeah, they make you laugh, but that's it. They only make you laugh, which is good. Okay, you do need to be happy. You do need to laugh every now and then. Right. But you're doing it every fucking day, all day long. Yeah. You know what I mean? I see people, dude, they share it on their stories. Like, there's people, dude, that will share fucking, 20 memes throughout the day on the story. Like what the fuck? What are you doing all day? Are you just looking at memes all day? You know what I mean? You got this device in your hand that can literally better your life every fucking day, but you choose not to do that. Yeah. And the opportunity is right there, I
mean, that's pointed out. I mean, technology, like you said, I mean, Apple Watches that tell you to stand up, move around, drink water, breathe, do a set of this. I mean, you have these tools at your fingertips and people just clearly don't use them, And if they do, it's like, well, again, it's postponement. It's a procrastination. It's, well, I'll get to it later. Or again, end of the year or at the weekend. Well, let me just start Monday. And I'm like, yeah, but why not start today? Well, I got, this dinner. I got this. I got, okay. I would rather just splurge. Go eat every bad food you can absolutely stuff down your stomach and just get sick of it. That way, you know what? You don't want it forever. Yeah. But there's so many people that, just look at, we're preaching like, this is what we think we should do. We do it, right? Now, do we fail? Yeah, absolutely. Do we have stumbles?
And we get distracted?
Dude, absolutely.
Real quick, bringing back up on the memes and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I get distracted on Instagram or whatever, and I'll be looking at something, but then I'll catch myself and I'll go, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, I'll literally say that to myself. I'll be like, dude, what are you looking at right now? This is such a waste of time. And then when I tell myself that, it's like, cool, I get back on it. I get back onto what I need to be focusing on that's going to help me. Right. Not fucking this other person to get them another view or whatever it is. It's like, fuck that, dude. This is not doing anything for me. Right. And that's where a lot of people you got to start learning how to discipline yourself, which is a very hard thing to do. It is. Okay? It is. And I get that, but you got to start training yourself. You got to start calling yourself out. Yeah. Because, hey, I can't be there every day to fucking be down y'all's fucking throats and telling you, hey, man, get off your phone. Hey, man, get off your phone. You just need to fucking play that in your head of, I need to get off the phone. Like, I need to stop fucking with this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Everyone wants accountability, hand-holding, babysitting, whatnot. But you're absolutely right. Having the discipline to train, and I think it's, for me personally, it started when I got into bodybuilding, and we're working out, playing sports in high school, college, even club sports. You have to be dedicated to yourself first because you want to be the greatest version of you to bring to a team, to bring to the stage, whatever it is, whatever you occupy your sport of choice. But the thing is staying disciplined on practice, putting in the time, putting in the effort, getting your meals in. And I think, a lot of people, talk about bodybuilding being a staple or laying the foundation into other aspects of their life. And I preach that so much because I didn't know. I mean, I did my first show in 2007. Yes, I loved to work out prior to that. I thought I was doing things right. I thought I was eating well. Man, when you take a dive in and look at the details of how much junk food I was eating, how much this food, interacts and what's holding me from my physique, you're like, holy shit, dude, this is like another level. And from that day forward, how much discipline it's going to take to transform your body into, say, 3 to 4 months, right? So why aren't people taking it? Now, everyone's not going to compete. I get that. Not everyone's going to be, you know, a bodybuilder.
And you don't have to though.
The point is taking the discipline traits and applying them into business or life, or, you know, again, like you said, look at your schedule, look at your structure and say, okay, I have a gap from 5 to 7. Okay, get off at work at 4. Do I go straight to the gym before I go home? Yeah, absolutely, because you're not going to get back out. Okay, spend your time with your kids, you know, get them to bed, whatever. We say use kids, but I mean, we do other things. We work on our business. We work on meal plans. We work on, you know, clients, whatever it is to fill that gap. Yeah. Hell, even if it's 9 o'clock at night, do I watch, you know, binge watch Netflix, or I go like get some cardio, just go walk the dog, get 30 minutes in. Why not do that? You know?
Well, and on the bodybuilding, man, that's what I loved about when I competed.
Yeah.
Because the discipline that bodybuilding taught me, I started applying that to the wealth, to business. And I was like, because I told myself, I was like, man, okay. So I'm on this health trip, right? You know what I mean? And for instance, I'll look at it this way. How did health benefit my wealth? Okay. I'll lay it out for you. Okay. So I'm on this health kick, right? And I'm fucking like, dude, I'm all about it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm competing and all this stuff. I'm like, man, this is so awesome. And I'm seeing my body change so much. I'm like, man, I'm really disciplining myself on my body. This is, you know, awesome. And I'm seeing the results because I'm putting so much discipline into this, right? Into my body. And then, but at the same time, my wealth isn't going up though. I'm like, man, dude, fuck, I'm fucking broke. Like, damn, I mean, I look good, but fuck, I'm broke. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm wondering why I'm only getting a certain amount of chicks. I'm like, well, I'm getting these, but I'm not really getting my full potential. I was like, why you got no fucking money? I don't want no broke ass bodybuilder. But, you know, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I need to change this. Something needs to change. And then, so the first thing I did was, well, where do I work at? Well, I was working at a retail store. I didn't like it. I was like, dude, I hate my job. When I'm here, I'm like, I'm still focused on health. I'm still focused on just, I can't wait to go work out. I can't wait to go, even though I worked out before I got there, I'm like, I'm going back to the gym again. Right. So then I started thinking, I was like, well, what if I take what I've learned so far with health and start applying that to my wealth and where I work at? So I became a personal trainer. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to find something that I enjoy doing that I can make money at. Right. Yeah. And then maybe that will make me more wealth. Okay. Because I didn't know if it would or not, you know, I'm learning all this. So once I started applying that to that same discipline to my wealth, well, dude, I started loving what I did. I was like, man, I love being a personal trainer because I love focusing on my health. And I started taking that same discipline and applying it to personal training. Mm-hmm. The same discipline that you're training yourself every day to eat those meals and go work out, you're now applying that to your wealth and you're learning how to make more money and you're putting all the time. So all day long, the only things that are on my mind is working out and how to become a better personal trainer. Right. That's it. Anything else did not matter to me at that time. I didn't give a fuck about anything else because I'm like, dude, I want my fucking health on point and I want my fucking wealth on point, because I looked at it this way. I'm like, damn, if I can be very successful with my health and be very successful with my wealth, dude, I'm at the top. You know, nothing could beat that. You know what I mean?
You're right, but I mean, going back to what got you into the whole notion of like bodybuilding. I mean, bodybuilding drains you financially.
Oh,
I mean,
big time.
Everybody who's competed before. I mean, everyone looks.
But that's because a lot of these bodybuilders too, they focus too much on the health, right. And it's like, dude, you got to start focusing that same energy that you're putting to your health and start applying that to your wealth, because that's the problem, dude. A lot of bodybuilders out there get too much into the health part of it and they go way overboard with it.
Well, they do, but you look at people that, you know, again, they look, here's the timeline. So let's take your example. So you left what you did, right, to get into personal training. Mm-hmm. Similar story. Again, I was doing corporate, got into personal training. But then there's a level of, well, what makes me a different personal trainer than everyone else, right? Yeah. So people thought, well, I thought myself, I'm going to compete for the first time because, again, that's a different niche of clientele. Yep. It's going to showcase that, hell, I know what I'm talking about, or I can transform, I can tell someone else or help someone else do that. And then it becomes a selling point. It becomes your marketing tool. So it's like, yeah, I've done that. I've been in your shoes. But then it goes back to, okay, how many clients can I take? You know, what kind of clients do I want to take? You know, how much am I going to charge? I think everyone wants to charge as much, of course, but then you feel a little bit of embarrassment and saying, well, you know, it's like $80 an hour. Like, oh, I don't know. Well, let me just cut it in half and like 40. I'm like, yeah, but you're kind of devaluing yourself and what you've learned and built. So where do you get that from? Yeah. And then you get to that point where, okay, so now do you just want to be a personal trainer the rest of your life? You just want to help people like randomly? You're going to have the same 10 or 15, maybe 20 clients the rest of your life? No. So then again, it opens doors to other avenues. But again, if your love and passion is through fitness, stay within that. I look at some of the greatest bodybuilders, like like a Jay Cutler or like a Branch Warren, like they have it more, or Lee Labrada, like Rich Gaspari, like those guys did their own thing. They were bodybuilders, right?
Well, because
but they saw a bigger vision. They were like, how can I reach more people? So they did their own companies, their own product. They were more business mindset.
And they took that discipline from bodybuilding,
right,
and applied it out. Because, like, for instance, Jay Cutler, if I'm not mistaken, he really wasn't working like a lot,
right.
in the state of his body, because he was so focused on bodybuilding. But then, I'm not saying this, but I'm pretty sure he started realizing, like, fuck, I need to start applying this discipline I'm doing towards bodybuilding and start something with a business mind and with more of a business mindset.
Right.
And that's why Jay Cutler's so fucking successful.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's like the ultimate, dude. I mean, he's fucking been to Mr. Olympia.
Yep.
He's very successful in business. I mean, if you watch that guy, dude, he is constantly 24/7 about his health and about his business.
Yeah.
And then people, you look up to somebody like that, right? Well, why aren't you doing it though?
Yeah.
Why do you only just look up to him, but you don't actually do it? And that's the problem with a lot of people. It's like you look up to all these people,
right,
but you don't fucking do anything that they're telling you to do or that they're showing you they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you need to start
outline.
not just fucking listening to them or reading it or watching them, and start going, how do I apply what this person is showing me and telling me to my life?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be Mr. Olympia, okay? I want to just be healthy and be fit, but I own a roofing company, and I want to fucking be the best roofer in fucking the United States.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I apply that all? And it's like, well, dude, you got to start fucking digging deep, man, and really thinking about, how you're going to do all this.
Or just, listen to our last podcast about business and entrepreneurship, and talk about the fear of risk taking. But like we're talking about, it comes to a point where like people see success, right? Especially on social media these days, they see this idea of success with houses and cars and material things. And you don't know if that person's healthy or not.
No.
I mean, we just had, what's his name? Andy Hammond. Pass away, man. Rest in peace. I mean, that guy, anyone who's in the bodybuilding community, like,
and he was very successful too, man. He was a very business guy.
What, 54, 55?
54.
And my point is, it's just like you see people like, well, like, did he have everything in order? I said, but to me, he was happy. Yeah. He had a great family, great
from
outlook.
the outside, it definitely looked good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, from what I saw,
But then you look at someone else that maybe has, more money and more things, and you're looking like, yeah, but I won't ever look like that person. And they look like they're not going to be able to enjoy their wealth much more longer than they're 60 or 65.
And the thing is, you can have the most unhealthiest person outlive the guy that looks the fucking healthiest.
Yeah.
You really don't know.
Yeah.
But I'd rather take my chances with really focusing on my health and investing in my health than risking going, fuck it. Like, I'm going to smoke cigarettes every day, eat potato chips every day, and just say, fuck it. It's like, okay, yeah, you might outlive me. You really don't know when your time is your time at the end of the day, when it's said and done. However, though, I do believe that you can prevent you going sooner than you're supposed to. You know what I mean?
Here's the question I get a lot too is, they look at my lifestyle and choices and they think, man, are you really happy? No. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're saying, we're in it or at least I'm in it for the longevity game. I mean, I want to be in the game. I want to have the best life. And I think I'm doing all I can right now. I've been doing it. If I need to try something else, I will. But my point being is, man, we want to milk, right, the life for what it's worth. Yeah. So how do you do that constantly to just make sure that each day you're like, okay, well, what am I doing today to better me tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you don't have a plan, you're sort of just wandering around with like a map, just with no direction. Yeah. So somebody, has to tell you. And sometimes it has to be yourself. It's like, it just clicks. Like, I just don't like the way I feel. I don't like my circumstance. I don't like the car I drive. I don't like where I live. I don't like, living paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes, you're having to do those. We've both done it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like,
a lot of people do. The problem is they don't know what they want.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, what do you want?
Find your why. Yeah. That's the thing. Why do you want to do it?
Yeah. Well, and it could be anything. You could be like, dude, I want a fucking $2 million house. Yeah. That's what I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, cool. Now that you know your why and what you want, how are you going to do it though? Because you have the destination, how am I going to get there? The problem is a lot of people don't have a destination.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I mean? They don't think realistic. It's like, well, dude, just whatever it is. It could be anything. It's just like, I want a 6-pack. Okay, so cool. We know what you want.
Right.
Now, how are we going to get there?
Yeah.
Well, that's when you sit down and you start mapping it out and going, this is the way I'm going to go. But there's not going to be this bridge that just takes you over all these fucking obstacles and roads. You're going to have to fucking draw that shit out to get there.
And that's a lonely road, man, because
Very lonely.
Those people, like, even if it's, such a goal as having a 6-pack or having 6 figures or whatever, you're going to have people that are always never going to support you. So
that was probably a goal of yours at one point.
Yeah.
I want a 6-pack.
Absolutely.
That was, dude, when I got my first 6-pack.
Dude, I was ecstatic. I was like, man.
I said from that day on, I'll never forget it, dude. I was actually at the Lackland Classic.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. San Antonio.
Yep. And I was backstage and I was like, dang, I have a 6-pack. Like, it just dawned on me, you know what I mean? And I'm looking in the mirror, and I remember, and I'll never forget it, dude. I remember just looking in the mirror, and I go, I will never lose this.
Yeah.
I'll never lose this. And since that day, which was back in, 2007, I think, I have never lost my 6-pack. I've always had it, and it's 2021, and I still have my 6-pack because I told myself, because I was going to do it, but also I knew how hard it was, how fucking difficult it was to finally get a 6-pack. And they're like, man, when you put in so much work and time and effort to finally get it, trust me, you're not going to fucking want to lose it because you know how hard it is to regain it. Yeah. It's like getting $1 million. So your goal is to say, I have $1 million in my bank account. Mm-hmm. If that is your goal, once you get there, they say once you get $1 million, that's when most people fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you fucking earn that $1 million and you fucking took a lot of roads to get there, you're going to tell yourself, I'm never going to go below $1 million. I'm always going to have over $1 million because I know what it's like to have fucking $30.
Yeah.
So now that I have this $1 million, I'm not going back that way. Fuck that. Yeah. You know?
It's true. I mean, how many times I've told myself like, well, there's a new life insurance. I'm probably going to have to put, my workouts on the back burner. Excuse me. But at the same time,
I don't have the feeling you didn't put your workouts on the back.
I never did. That's my point. Is like how you were trying to say. It's like everyone said, "Are you going to always like work out the rest of your life?" I said, "Absolutely." And people think, "Well, once you have a real job," I'm like, "What do you mean a real job?"
Yeah.
People don't consider what we do as a real job.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to go. And I'm like, but I was in college and still working, going to school. Mm-hmm. I had a job as a facilities coordinator.
Yeah.
And I still had my tuna. I was on college funds. I had cans of tuna and red potatoes, dude. Like in this protein.
And how many
shakes.
people at that place you worked out?
None, dude. And people looking at me like, dude, is that all you're eating a can of tuna and red potatoes? Like, yeah, I gotta go work out.
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally try to do it. And
because their mindset was, well, the only times I work is from 9 to 5.
Right.
And that's it. After that, I'm done. My day is over with. I clock out. Whereas you don't clock out. You're like, I never clock out, dude. Like, I might clock out for maybe 6 hours when I sleep, and that's it. But I'm not even clocking out then because my body's getting rested for the next day.
Yeah.
That's the problem. People are clocking out too much.
Yeah.
Stop fucking punching out, dude.
There you go, man.
Just
put that on a shirt, man.
Fuck, I like that, huh? Y'all like that, huh? But no, seriously, man. Stop punching out, man. Stop fucking clocking out. And the problem is because you're fucking listening to somebody else telling you that you get off at 5 o'clock. And you're programmed that you get off at 5 o'clock. Yep. And you need to start disciplining yourself that you don't get off at 5 o'clock. Yeah. You get off when it's time to go to sleep. And if you want a lot in life, I wouldn't even be fucking thinking about sleep right now. Yeah. I'd be thinking about what the fuck you want. And if what you want is $1 million in your fucking bank account, Well, your ass better start getting to work.
Right.
And you better fucking start writing out that map to get to that $1 million in your bank account and the six pack, whatever it is. It could be anything, whatever it is that you want, you know?
When you ask people like that, you say, okay, well, what does your map look like? What are you going to do to get there? Even as far as like a simple six pack. Well, I'm just going to start eating better. I'm going to work out, do some cardio. Well, how much? I don't know. Probably just, like an hour. I'm like, okay, what are you going to eat?
Well, they don't even have the time. They don't even know they're going to have to do cardio.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what I'm saying is that people just have this vision. They're like, oh, well, I'm just going to follow this influencer, or they have this app. I'm going to do like abs like 3 days a week, and that's it. And so it's laughable, but then, I feel like we come off as like, a jerk, and it's not that. It's just, dude, we've been in your shoes. I know what it takes. Yeah. So let me just help you if you're willing to listen, right? Mm-hmm. And there's so many people out there that are offering help and assistance. It's just, you have to be open-minded. Yeah. Sometimes it is talking about an idea to somebody or a vision, because, you never know who that person is. And I think that's another fear of people thinking like, well, I don't want to tell so-and-so my idea or what do they want because they're going to make fun of me. They're not going to support me, whatever the reasons is. I'm like, yeah, but you have to be out there, because again, if you told me, if someone else came up and said, man, I want a six pack, dude, I'm going to check up on you. I'm like, how's the six pack going? Let me see your stomach. How's the business venture going? Like how it is, because I feel like successful people, supportive people surround each other. And it's like, dude, I want you to get that goal. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want you to succeed, man, because then you know what? That small goal turns into a big goal. And that's going to resonate into other aspects of your life. Not only is like in friendships and business, but I mean, people have so much more to learn about themselves. And I feel like anyone out there who's ever competed has that discipline taken. Now, it's always faltered because, again, it's like, well, I didn't win, or like I didn't have my best showing, or, whatever. And everyone always asks me like, well, you already know what you got to do. Like, you're going to do what you did last year, right? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, why would I want to be the same version of myself last year? Whether it comes physically or mentally or spiritually or whatever, I always want to continue to grow. And so then people always say like, well, what do you do, or where do you get your vision from? I'm like, there's things that I see, the people I surround myself with. And I think when, wealth is one of those things where people can go overboard, right? Like you said, the health, is some, bodybuilders can go way overboard. Yeah. But so can wealth, man. You can be so driven by like the same aspect of working out, the same thing as making money. It's like, I want to make so much money, and it's like, okay, but
then you forget to enjoy it.
Who exactly? Or who are you?
You could have $1 billion and not still not be happy, right. And then you never enjoy it or nothing because you've gone overboard.
Or who do you have to enjoy it with?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I mean, if you're going to just do it by yourself, you didn't get there by yourself.
No, you never get there by yourself.
I mean, people, they're like,
people come into your life for a reason.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm a big believer on that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody for where I am today is I owe a lot of people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like, whether you're in my life right now or you're not in there anymore, I still owe you, because it's like, man, I'm a big believer on people coming to your life for a reason. You know what I mean?
Good and bad,
Exactly. Oh yeah.
It's life lessons.
The bad is good.
Yeah.
The bad can be kind of fun too.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying.
But you gotta have that. You gotta have that open mindset. It's like not everyone is going to be there for you. But we talked about on previous episodes, if that like gut feeling, if that just drive inside of you, if that idea is just stirring in there, and like you just know that I gotta see this through, then see it through. It's so easy to say, oh, shake off the hater, shake off this. Man, people on social media, they get like one negative comment, and they're always they're attention driven on that one negative comment. And I'm like, yeah, but that's going to one person you don't know, doesn't matter, doesn't have any affiliation in your life, is going to like dictate your mood for the hundreds of people that are giving you positive support. Who do you want support from? Your family's not going to always get it from you. Your better half's not going to always get it from you. Your friends are not going to give it to you. So it's like, you got to find that within yourself. And I'm a true believer in saying, like, stick to your guns and finish it out, even if it doesn't pan out the way you want, right? Doing shows, doing a job, it's like, okay, maybe your goal was to make, 80,000 this year, and you came up short by 10,000. Is that a loss? No. Because that same drive is like, okay, now I know what to fix it, now I know what to do. Now I know what that feels like. And there's so many, emotions that go through what balances health and wealth, like we were talking about. And I've seen people that are, you know, younger than me have a lot more than me, you know, or I've seen older people that have so much more, but they're struggling with, you know, health issues. And I'm like, man, you know, I don't want to be that way. Like, I'm going to have a choice where there's a lot of people are going to outlive me. Great. That's fine. But it's the choices you make every day to say, like, look, did I enjoy my life? Did I take pride in it? Did I put my all into it? Did it work? Did it not work? But, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I want my body to match my bank account.
There
So
you go.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
put that in perspective. Think on that, guys. You know what I'm saying? So my body, think about it. You see my body, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want my bank account to look like. So, and I want my bank account to look like my fucking body. You know what I mean? Because your body's your temple. Big and thick, baby. Just fucking wide, you know?
Wide, man. Get those zeros out there.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
You know, and but yeah, with the health and the wealth, man, I think it's a very, very, very big thing that a lot of people should really take into consideration. And there's something that you're lacking in, whether it's the health or the wealth. Okay, we all, and you got to just find that balance, man. Like, where is that balance at with your health and your wealth? And ask yourself, where am I lacking at? Because even me, I've had many times, dude, where I've focused way too much on the wealth, and dude, my health starts to go down.
Oh yeah,
big time. Where I'm like, oh fuck, I need to slow down and take a break for a minute on this, and start focusing more on this.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're always going to have a teeter-totter of effects with the health and wealth, right?
Yeah, always.
I mean, you're going to be on point. Like I said, I mean, again, people get
You're going to
tired of
skip workouts because of the wealth.
hearing about it. Yeah, but, you know, it's like competing. It's like there's going to be a time where, like, man, you got to focus on this. This is what you want. So maybe your wealth gets a little bit put on the back burner, but as soon as you're done, bam, you're right at it. You know, or the vice versa. I mean, you have so much potential in the wealth that you're like, you know what? Yeah, but, you know, if your health makes you feel good, let's put it realness, right? It makes you feel good about yourself, right? And if you feel good internally, you're going to produce externally. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have that flow. So people are like, I'm just too tired. Well, you're probably too tired to come up with any ideas. You're probably too tired to drag your ass to work. You're probably too tired to, like, give your all at work or do anything else. So it's like, why don't you work on yourself? Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Again, and the thing is, it's like, look at it now. People think, well, doesn't health cost, you know, money? It's like, I'm going to sacrifice some wealth for my health, right? Yeah. Eating right costs more money. Yep. Working out, maybe, you know, joining a gym, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you can go to a Planet Fitness or something for $10 a month, right? Yeah. But what happens if you want to upgrade? What happens if you want better surroundings? Like, you know, you go to one of like a Lifetime or Villa or something like that where it has more amenities. Okay, you work for it.
So, for instance, I have clients, online clients that I have, and I'll send them a supplement list. And when they get the list, they're like, holy shit, man, it's a lot of money. Like, man, I can't budget all that. It's like, okay, I mean, it's fine. Yeah. You don't have to have it all. What? Really? Like, no, man. How about this? Let's just get this for now. Whatever it is. Okay, let's just get this for now because does that fit in your budget? Yeah. Okay, cool, no big deal. Yeah, but am I going to get the same results? Dude, you're going to get results because you're making a change. Right. No matter what, you're going to get results because you're eating pizza and burgers and now you're doing this. Right. So even if you only ate half of what I'm telling you to eat, you're still going to get results. It's like starting a business and you're like, you have no clients, you have no customers, you have no nothing, and you're going all out with this business, right. Okay? And you're like, I'm going to put $100,000 into this business. When it's like, well, why do we need to put that much money into it? Like, why don't we just start with this much and work our way up to it? And that's what you have to do with your health, because I understand not everybody financially is stable enough to live a healthier lifestyle. Because like you said, it's expensive. Yeah, it is. Yeah. No matter what anybody says. The bottom line is eating healthier is going to cost more. Because we all know we can go to McDonald's and get $1 cheeseburger and be fine the rest of the day and not have to eat at all. But we know also, but it's not doing anything for you in the long run. So it's about budgeting that, your money and stuff. Yeah,
like you said, I mean, feeding a whole family at McDonald's, value meal for $10, and that's, maybe one healthy meal somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But I mean, again, if you break it down into like, okay, well, I can get my rice and chicken, whatever, it comes out to be a lot cheaper. But again, it's how much you want it, how much you believe in it. Again, the thing is,
the time they have to put in to cook it all.
Like, well, I don't have the time.
It's a lot. It is a lot, but it's like, it just takes time. Yeah. It ain't going to be tomorrow.
But that's what no one wants to hear that. Like
Exactly.
Here's the thing. So, trainers themselves, I mean, we get certified, right? We give our time, whatever thing. We provide a service, a life-changing service, right? I mean, it's like, okay, I'm telling you how to work out to better how you feel, whether it's overcome, a health issue or to just look good for the beach, right? We're changing your mindset and your physical mindset specimen to better yourself. But everyone wants to question us. It's like, well, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Or can I have this? Can I have that? I'm like, if you hired me for a reason, right? If you don't want to take my advice, you don't have to. Yeah. I'll be very upfront and I don't sugarcoat things. And I'm like, my way is not the best way. I don't know everything, but you came to me for a certain reason, right? So try it out. And again, it's the worst thing ever. And everyone could relate if you're a trainer. It's like a week or two into it. And it's like, well, can I have a cheat meal? Like I really just crave it like a cheeseburger. No. You know what I mean? I'm there to hold you accountable for what you said you wanted to do. Yeah. 10 pounds, get into this dress or suit, whatever it is. And you can't go back so quick. So when you say time, it's like time is what people do not want to hear. If I say it's going to take you 6 months, oh man, I don't have time. People look at us and people ask me, how long did it take you to look like that? I'm like,
that's all they care about.
15 years? They're like, oh, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, dude, I mean, it's not, you don't have to choose.
It's like asking your boss, how long is it going to take me to become a manager?
Yeah.
It's like, well, dude, I mean, I don't know. You're 2 weeks into the job and you're already asking for a fucking day off.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what the fuck, dude?
It's like who does that?
Yeah. But a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
But I mean, the people that do it, it's like, you got to put in the time.
Yeah.
Right? You got to earn that spot.
And here's a tip, too, for people. Because you brought it up earlier about the time, finding the time. Well, where do you have the time to go work out and stuff? What I did is I had always said, again, what the topic is, health before wealth, is I would always tell myself, health before wealth, Chad, health before wealth, okay?
Yeah.
So I would always make sure I worked out before I went to work.
Yeah.
I told myself, I was like, I'm not going into work until I work out.
Yeah.
That was it. And it's like, yeah, man, but you got to be at work at 9 o'clock. Like, well, fuck, I better get up a little bit earlier and I held myself accountable to do that. And I did that for a very long time. And that's but again, you got to have that self-discipline. Yeah. You got to act like your boss is telling you to be at 9 o'clock. However, your boss needs you to come in at 6 a.m. and work out before you come in.
Right.
And you got to just program your mind and tell yourself that because when you get off at work at 5, you're not going to want to go to the gym. Yeah. And one of the main reasons why you're not going to want to go to the gym is because it's so fucking packed. You know what I mean? So you're like, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice a little time, get up even sooner, get my workout in, and then I'm ready for the day. And then the good thing is when you do get off at work at 5, you have the rest of the evening to enjoy it.
Right.
And then you can spend time with your kids and do all this stuff. Yeah. So it's all about, again, right back where I said was writing out your day, writing out your typical Tuesday and going, where in this fucking schedule can I fit in 45 fucking minutes? Yeah. Where can I do? What can I push back, push forward? Where do I need to say, well, you know what? I'm going to have to sacrifice 45 minutes of sleep. Well, I guess you're going to have to, bud. Yeah. And it's not forever. It's not forever because, again, if you focus on your health and you really, really focus on it, I promise you, your wealth is going to get so much better where you're going to be able to have your own fucking schedule when you want to work out and when you want to fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how powerful I believe in health because health completely changed my life.
Absolutely.
I owe everything I have today to fucking health. Yeah. Everything I fucking have is all due to the gym.
Right.
It's all due to the gym. I dedicate my life to it, man. Yeah. You know, and that's why to this day I still work out because I know what got me where I am today, and that's the fucking gym, and that's working out and being consistent and doing it. Because if I stop the health, dude, all this goes away.
Yeah.
All this goes away. I just know it will. You know what I mean?
That's the foundation that brought you to where you're at. And look at, one of the biggest icons, Arnold. You know, I mean, it's like he started, but look at how many doors and things he's gotten into and how successful.
Governor. I mean, who would you have asked him back in that days? Hey, man, you're going to be the governor of California. What?
But you so many seminars ask him, and he always goes back to the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, that discipline, and it's true. And then again, people listening, it's not that you have to be this avid bodybuilder and like be in the
No,
gym.
no. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just what we're trying to say is
give the gym a shot, man. Stop being so like, fuck the gyms because there's nothing but a bunch of meatheads in there, or I'm intimidated because I don't want people to make fun of me.
No, nowadays.
Well, fuck them. Who gives a fuck? And if somebody does make fun of you, why don't you fucking let me know and I'll fucking call that person out.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got you
fuck
back.
that, dude. Hey, I was there with you.
Yeah.
I was there with you, dude, fucking going in the gym and fucking going, man, dude, like, wow, look at all these fit people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, starting out, I was like, skinny, and I'm like, man, look at all these big guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, one day I'm like, I don't even know if I can lift that much one day, So we've all been there,
Oh, I've been intimidated many times in the gym where I'm like, dang, man, like, this sucks, you know what I mean? Like, and you feel like everyone's making fun of you and you're not doing something right or whatever it is. And it's like, dude, you just got to overcome that. And that's that fear.
Yeah.
And you got to start overcoming the fear that you have of whatever it is, dude. If it is your fear is that you think people are going to judge you because you're skinny or you're fat.
Yeah.
Trust me, dude, you ain't the only skinny or fat person in this world.
Absolutely.
So if they're making fun of you, then they're making fun of everybody else. And that's a piece of shit motherfucker if they're doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck it, dude. And that's the mindset you have to have. It's like, fuck them, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't even pay them attention.
Don't even acknowledge it. If you're like, all right, cool, man. And if you are in high school and your fucking little buddies or whatever, or your high school friends or high school friend people, whatever, are sitting there making fun of you, fuck them, dude. Yeah. Who gives a fuck, man? Like, we've all have to start off somewhere, and some people just start off a little bit sooner, and some people just have great genetics, dude, and they just got ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what are you going to do? Dwell on that? How long are you going to dwell on it, dude? Eventually, you're going to have to say, well, man, when are you going to pick up that dumbbell and start lifting it?
Yeah. And there's never, there could be any time of your life to start. So whether you're high school, whether you're 40, whether you're 60, I don't care if you're 80. There's a time to make a change, right? Yeah. And so the thing is, there's not a person on this planet that is going to tell me they don't want to feel better, physically, mentally, or spiritually. They don't want to grow. You're lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want to like lose a few pounds, get tighter, get a little bit bigger, have a little bit more muscle, feel better to where their wealth is going to be expanded because they took care of themselves. That's so. Some people say, well, that's a little selfish, right? To put yourself first. That's selfish. People look at it like, oh yeah, it is. They're like, oh, there's no way I can give my time. So it's the totem pole of like, oh, it's work, it's family, it's kids, it's recreational, it's happy hours, then maybe me time. Yeah. But man, everyone is always, man, I wish I had more me time. Wish I had time for me. Well, like you said, look at your schedule. Figure out when you can have that me time. If it's 30 minutes, then utilize those 30 minutes. Well, I need to take a nap. I'm like, okay, but if you're gonna take a nap, then take a nap. Don't be scrolling on your phone. What? Don't be doing anything else. It's unproductive. You could go on a walk or do something, at home, body weight stuff, and then take a nap. Yeah.
I had a client tell me the other day, we were talking and stuff, and he was starting this, starting the drive diet, starting the plan. And he's like, hey, this is like a big new adventure for me and stuff, man. And I was like, yeah, I know, man. It's going to be, it's new. It's a 180, man. He's like, yeah, man. I already kind of told my parents and my family members, and they're already against it. I'm like, damn, man, they're already hating on you, dude. Look at that. Doubting. And they're already doubting it all, man. And, I already know what they're going to say. It's like, oh, you don't want to eat this, you don't want to eat that. And I told him, I said, look, man, that's the way this is going to be, dude. Yeah. And it's like, you're either going to accept that or not, man. They're just going to have to learn to accept it. And trust me, man, they are going to continue to doubt you. But you know what you have to do, man? Is like, just tell them this is what I want and this is for me. And if they don't want to accept that, well then so be it. And then I told him, I said, look, man, what I would do is, it's like, let's say it's Sunday dinner or whatever it is, an event, a party or whatever. Eat your meal before you go. Okay. Yeah. And then when you get there, you can have some cocktails, have a couple drinks and say, oh no, Mom, I'm good. Thank you. I ate before I came. It's okay. But I'll have a couple drinks with you, Mom. I'll hang out and chill out with you guys. And if they don't like it, because it's true, man. Like a lot of people hate when you turn down their food at a party. Yeah. Like it's such a big deal. Like, well, I'm sorry, man. I just don't want to eat that. Yeah. Not because I have my reasons why, because I know that food ain't going to benefit me. Because the food I just ate is definitely benefiting me, and that's not benefiting anybody, what you're eating, but it's only benefiting you, your happiness for that one moment, because we all love food. Yeah. Food does make you happy. You know what I mean? But the thing is, though, is like, you have to discipline yourself, man. You can't have that food all the time. And that's the people just want to eat it all the time.
It's tough, man. It's tough going back to like your client, man. I remember, the very first time I did a competition, like I said, I didn't know really what I was doing, right? And so, man, my mom like was so against it, and she would always question me, being like, what you're doing safe? And then you start losing the weight, and people are like, oh, you're getting too skinny. And like, that's the worst you can say to a bodybuilder, skinny or small. But then they're like, you're not looking healthy. You need to eat more. And then you'd go to family functions and be like, oh, I mean, it's just salad.
But once it all comes together, that's when they're like,
yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why can't you have just a bite? No, I can't. I have my reasons. No, I can't do it. So you're always going to have those hurdles and those enemies. I say enemies, they're family. They're concerned because they don't know. Yeah. They're not knowledgeable.
I like that you said enemies, man, because I look at it that way too. I'm like, you're just my enemy. Not putting that in like that perspective way, but like if that's what you need to tell yourself to fucking overcome it, then fucking tell yourself that.
Whatever it is. I'm just saying
that your sister doesn't want to talk to you anymore because you don't want to eat the fucking pizza. Then I guess you ain't my sister anymore. Fuck it. Whatever. I'm still gonna do me.
Yeah.
But
overcome. Then after years later, like, okay, now.
Oh yeah, when they see the results and they see why you did everything, that's when they're gonna go, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like this, dude. Whenever I got into all that, eating healthy and all that, if you would have asked my mom or any of my family members where I'd be at today because of that, they would have never believed it.
Yeah.
They would have never said, like, there's no way. But now that they see it all and they're all like that, they're like, fuck. So years back, we're talking 20 years ago, whatever, when you decided you were just going to eat this way, that's why you are where you are today. And absolutely, 110%. Yeah. The day I started eating a fucking chicken breast is the day my whole fucking life changed for the better.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. And it doesn't become a, phase. It's a part of your life. You know what I mean?
It becomes, if you will allow it to.
Right.
A lot of people still, I've seen bodybuilders fucking get fucking badass looking. And then a year later you see them, you're like, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
And they fell off.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is. Yeah. And you have to be disciplined and tell yourself that this is a new life. Yeah. This is me. Think about how many girls out there, bikini girls, get all badass in shape, right? Do a competition, and then 6 months, they're like nowhere they're on point anymore. They're not working out anymore. They're not anything. And it's all like, so damn, you spent all that time, all that money and energy to look good on that one point and have your fucking little pictures to be able to show how you used to look.
Right.
But now you look nothing like that anymore. And that's because you just fell off and you weren't fucking disciplined. That's like when people say like, yeah, I used to have $1 million. Cool. Do you still have $1 million? No. It's not that impressive, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, it's like how consistent are you is what's impressive to people. Absolutely. The more consistent you are with something, dude, that impresses the fuck out of me. Yeah. Because if you could stay a fucking millionaire and you could stay fucking in shape, that's fucking impressive. Yeah. Years upon years upon years. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because you can have a six-pack in 2020, but in 2021, if you don't have a six-pack, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, but what happened, bro?
Your accomplishments dictate, what you did in the past. Yeah. It's what you envision for the future, and still stay with it and start growing and start, having that mindset that I'm still going to stay above where I used to be. So, man, This was a great topic, man. Health and wealth, man, and I think we hit a lot of good points, a lot of strong points that can relate to people out there. And for those that are listening, again, we want you to stay focused on both. Have that balance. Now we can't say what that is and how much of each is going to be the successful plan.
For everybody.
But as long as you want to commit to change, commit to growth, that's what's most important. For this longevity we call life, man. Yeah. Absolutely. So.
I hope everybody really takes this serious.
Yeah,
it's a big thing for me.
No, I can tell, man. I can tell.
I'm a big believer in health and wealth, man. And it's sad to see a lot of wealthy people not have that health. And it's not the dog on them or anything like that. Yeah. It's just more of a like, man, I just want to see you win on everything, dude. Yeah. Like, I want to see you win on your fucking health and your wealth, dude. Like, I don't want to just, because I look up to a lot of wealthy people. Yeah. Like, I'm like, man, dude, like, damn, they're on it. But then when I start seeing that wealthy person get in it and get in shape and they fucking get badass, I'm like, damn badass. I'm like, dude, you've conquered it all now.
Yeah.
Now you're really, really
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I just want to see for everybody, man. I want to just see you fucking conquering it all. And again, it doesn't mean you have to be a bodybuilder. It doesn't mean you have to be a fucking billionaire.
Right.
I'm just saying have that balance, dude, on both sides. And it's just fucking cool to see that, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more people out there like that.
Absolutely. So anybody out there that's going through it or thinking about it, drop a comment. BTN_podcast on our Instagram. BTN podcast on YouTube. Just make sure to like and subscribe, and tell us your story. Tell us what resonated on this episode, what stuck out at you. What you want to talk about and kind of hit up. We're always going to be on there and respond. So I think the point is just to make the time, Horace. Make that time. Find the time. Make the change. Break the norm. Be different. Conquer your fear, and make that happen. So. Yeah, absolutely. Until then, man, stay blessed.
Stay driven.
And always break the norm.